r/askreddit. Non-Americans, does your culture have old-fashioned dog names like we do in America, such as Fido, Rex, Spot, Rover, etc. And what are some? Snatty, Sama, Hvati. Iceland. Every Icelandic name looks like some mighty god name. And if it's a black dog, collar or Tina. But it's our horses which have the most classical names. There is even a department that oversees horse names so they can't get unusual names. Trigger, like Fido. In Singapore, male dog, boy boy, female dog, girl girl. We're not a creative people. We're not a creative people. You literally have a ship built on top of 50-story buildings. There is a tomato variety called Girl Girl's weird thing that is named because someone's dog found an unusually colored tomato. Huh, I wonder if they were from Singapore? Australia has Dusty, Sheila, Max, Dog and Bluey. Wow, your dog is so cute. What's its name? Dog. Bella. So many Bellas. Edit. A little off topic, but when I took my dog to the vet the other day I met this lovely older lady with an elderly kelpie she was there to put down because of her aggressive cancer. Sweet lady who was very upset about it. When she was called into the room she stands up and goes, "Come on Nia." I was absolutely floored. The nurse just nodded slowly at me as if to say, "Yeep, you heard right." How do you confront a woman for having a racist dog name when she is deeply upset about losing her dog? We were seen to in the waiting room, just stitches coming out, so I didn't see her again. When I spoke to friends about it they weren't surprised and said it's quite common, and the other common one in the country is Blackie. Again, typically for racist humor reasons. Edit II. To clarify, I realize Blackie isn't in itself a racist pet name. I've just been told that the reasoning behind locals in my area naming their pets this way often had racist roots. Definitely Bluey, always a blue heeler, or Lucky. Unfortunately most dogs called Lucky seem to be spectacularly unlucky. Can't forget Milo. Tuzik, Bobik, Russian, Serko, Ukrainian. No one gives them to dogs anymore, but they are still used in pet related jokes. Same with all the examples in ARP's question. I've never met a dog named Fido, Rover, or Spot. I met a T-Rex though, so I guess I met a Rex. We got my child a dog from a Russian lady and the dog's name was Mishka. I'm told it means little bear. Every Ukrainian I know who has a cat either has a cat called Koshka or had a cat called Koshka, which I find quite entertaining. Bobik is a good one, forgot about that lol. Fenton. Fenton. Fenton, oh Jesus Christ, Fenton, UK. Yes. AWH man, that video is absolute perfection. Fentoon. Indians, Moti and Hira, Pearl and Diamond. There's also Sharu, Tiger. Are you telling me that Shikan was just called Tiger King? In the South, people also name their dogs, Jimmy and Tommy, and Pandu, Fruit, Canna, Little Tiny, and local variations for the word golden. Edit. A lot of us also name our dogs after booze. My dog was called Whiskey, and my friend's dog is Beer. I wonder how far back we were naming pets the names of other, bigger, more ferocious animals. Also Timmy. And the region I'm from, Lalu is the generic name for the street dog that is kinda everyone's pet. Firiles in Mexico. Don't forget Oso means bear in Spanish. There's also Pinch Perro and Hijo de su chingada madre. Or Solivano. There's a classic joke involving a Firiles. Translated, it goes like. Once, there was a man about to meet his girlfriend's family for the first time over dinner, but unfortunately he ate a shit ton of beans. After noticing that there was a dog in the house, he thought about framing the dog for his mad bean farts. In the middle of the dinner, he timed his fart to rip when the dog is behind him. PFFFFFT. The dad yells, "Firiles, get out of there." But that still wasn't enough. He regretted eating those beans. While maintaining a normal face and participating in the conversation, he waited for Firiles to walk behind him again. Frit. The dad snaps, "Firiles, leave us alone. You gotta be kidding me." Our handsome suitor still had some ugly gas left in him. He figures to fart it all out once and for all after the dog walked behind him again. Frarapth. Firiles. Can't you see that man farting on you? Get the fuck outta here. In Ireland, the typical dog name is Bran after the legendary hero Fionn Mac Hale's hound. Rover is also an old one. My neighbors are from Ireland. Their dog's name is Cobb. Said it's some mythical historical name and super common. Over the course of 50 or 60 some odd years on my mom's family farm in Cork, if you were male dog, your name was Shep. If you were a female dog, your name was Lassie. When I was living in Ireland, loads of older people seemed to instinctively call my black lab dog Blackie. Musty, Blackie. Finland. It's considered a classic, but I've never actually met a dog with that name. Also, Raku. Well, Musty and Murray is a pet item shop here. Bobby in Portugal. Dang it, Bobby. Also, Pantufa goes for cats and dogs and it literally means houseshoe. Don't forget also the old Billenhouse. Always accompanied by the feline Tirico. Tie, top of my head, dang, spots, tube, for floppy-eared, Aun, fat, fufu, fluffy, Toongjern, bag of silver, Toontong, bag of gold, and a lot of times we just call them by their colors like dumb for black, dang, red, for orange brown, or cow for white. I don't know why, but the idea of naming a dog fat is just hilarious to me. Dang. Cerberus, or Kerberos, was the name of the three-headed dog that guarded the underworld in Greek mythology. It literally means spotted. Tube is awesome. Well, in Chile there's a lot of dogs named Cholo or Cholito, which is a word meaning mestizo, mixed race or crossbreed in English, so it's a name given to most strays, or even just a term to refer to strays in general. There's also a law called Ley Cholito made for responsible pet ownership inspired by a dog who was named that. Also, personally, I've met a lot of dogs named Black and Negro. Hell, I've got 2 pets named Negro myself. Edit, yes, also Cachapin. I never knew that's what Cholo means. In the US it's a semi-derogatory term for a Latin American from the US who talks and acts all gangster. In Germany it's mostly Bello, but I have also seen lots of Belus lately. Edit, there are lots of other typical German dog names in the comments. Fifi, her. I had a German landlord with a dog called Hundi. Hasso as well. Friend of mine is in some kind of Dachshund club. There are 4 scrudders. Waldy, specifically for Dachshunds. Swedish kindergarten kid to other Swedish kindergarten kid. That makes that Swedish Eurovision guy Monzel Malawa, who seems to appear a lot much more entertaining. Firilis in Spanish, not sure if Mexicans use it exclusively. Solovino. Balo, Lisi, Albania. I like both of those a lot. This is a neat question. I would have never thought about this. How does that fit on a tag? This will probably get buried, but Zimbabwean here. From The Lion King we realize that a lot of people like to name their dogs Simba. It's actually a name for human men out here. So I guess this is the opposite answer. Anyway, to answer your question, our common dog names are Shumba, Lion, Boki, no idea why, and Tiger. Those are the only few I can remember for now. In Hungary, we have more Morsa, it means crumb, and Buxy, it means head. Common one for France is Mida. That sounds like a Tolkien character. These are the type of questions I live for on askreddit. Unique and fun. Please upvote it. That's an odd name for a dog. Rixio, Fafik, Poland. Burek is typical in Poland too. Lucky, baby, snowy, white dog, Blackie, black dog. Zhao Bai, little white, Zhao Heri, little black, is extremely common. Cause we Chinese like the simple English names and telling it like it is. PS was not trying to be racist. Apologies in advance if I offend. Edit, I noticed that all the Chinese names for dogs are almost all either A, color related, or B, luck related. The reason for B is cause of the Bazi or 8 characters, because we Chinese are superstitious as hell, feel that you need to give a lot of meaning in naming a baby or a pet. It sort of sets your whole life's journey, like for example getting rich or wiser when you get older. And is maybe cause they just basic, lol. Uganda, Simba. Fifi, Fido, Bello, Rex, Lulu, Oscar, or Lumpy. In Croatia really old ones are Gero and Zuko, maybe Ricky and Floki. Rex and Aaron I hear a lot nowadays, maybe Lena and Max. But people are getting more creative. Japanese is Pochi. Also I work at a vet clinic and there are way too many small white dogs named Lucy. And they're always mean. New Zealand. All dogs are named Jim, Luna, Max, Diesel and Lady. In the Netherlands. For Dutch I would say Fikkie, Bello and Raka. Fido is common in a lot of European counties. It sounds a bit different depending upon the language, however. Fido, English, Fido, French, Fido, Italian. Fido is Latin for I am faithful. Vic, which kind of means fast smart sharp is one. Bass, which doesn't really mean anything though. However my family is from Amager, basically the Danish Jersey Shore, and I've noticed that basically every Chihuahua, and boy are there a lot, is named Chico or Coco, and a couple Chanel. Not a traditional name but my nan's best friend had a dog called Cough because he'd hump anyone and everyone so they'd always say Fugaf which got shortened to Cough Cough haha. Bobita in Romania. A dog trainer friend of mine had a conversation with a Persian man about differences in how dogs are treated differently in Persian versus American culture. The Persian man said to him the biggest difference was that Persian dogs were given pragmatic names to tell them apart, not cutesy names like in America. He gave his dog's name as an example, can't remember what the actual name was, with a lengthy explanation about what the name meant. It came down to basically, it's hard to translate, but it means he has a distinctive mark on his fur. It's nothing like American names. My dog trainer friend burst out laughing and said, Spot. Your dog is named Spot.